Good afternoon, friends. We're the Klein Party, and it is so nice to see you today. This week before Halloween, this week before scary things happen, we started off today with a doina, a slower lead-in, spiritual by the great American composer John Coltrane, and led into a tune called Party, which is actually by the British composer Mark Alloway. We had this in our book for a couple of years as a song called Classic Klezmer. And much to my surprise, it's not called Classic Klezmer, it's called Party, and it's written by Mark Alloway. So thank you, Mark Alloway, for that little party song. Here's Sherala, traditional song. Sherala, it's a little dance. was Sherala, a little dance. That's a traditional tune. A sher is a song and a dance, and a Sherala is a little song and a dance. And that's a traditional tune, which means we don't know who wrote it. Hey, this is being brought to you by liveconcertstream.com. They presented us for the past 5 Sundays in a row. So I want to take a moment here to thank Gordon and Stuart and Brady at liveconcertstream.com, who have not only brought this band to you 5 times in a row on Sundays, but all other musicians, many other musicians. And I urge you to tune in tonight at 7:30 to see Darren Lucas and his amazing friends play tonight here on the live, right here on the Royal Room stage, also here at liveconcertstream.com. And not only do they provide a really superior live streaming experience, but they have that tip jar down there in the corner, which we Klezmerish musicians depend on to make our expenses, which we do have. So I urge you to use that tip jar, because we're not going to have it very much in the future. And now is a really good chance to do it. Starting next week, will be brought to you on the Royal Room Facebook page. Our run with liveconcertstream.com is reaching its end, this historic 5 Sundays in a row thing, and it'll be much different trying to get us money then. So get us the money now through this tip jar. Anyway, thank you again, Live Concert Stream. Thank you, Brady. Thank you, Gordon. Thank you, Stuart.
Yes, thank you.
And now from Dave Terrace, one of our favorite clarinetists and composers in the Klezmerish tradition, born David Dovid Tarashek. He became Dave Terrace, really influential clarinetist, really helped shape the whole New York klezmer scene of the 1920s, bringing together American popular music of the era with old world Ukrainian and Eastern European klezmer. And here is his B-flat minor Bulgar, which we're going to play in C minor.
1, 2, 1 and 2.
minor Bulgar, which is a dance by Dave Terrace, featuring Sabrina Pope on
Mark told me
clarinet.
to take a picture of you. Did you even notice I took a picture of you? Yeah. Okay. I was like, is the joke, is the whole thing lost? Is the joke lost?
So here's a song that Oscar Levant said it's one of the most Yiddish songs ever written. And it was composed by somebody who has to be probably one of the least Jewish people ever living. But nonetheless, he wrote this great song, which Mary Martin made famous in the 1938 musical, Leave It to Me. And then proceeded to sing it many other times in other shows and other movies. Became one of her many signature songs until she became Peter Pan. And
And that was it. Done.
but then now it's Amber's song.
Oh. While tearing off a game of golf, I might make a play for the caddy. But if I do, I don't follow through, 'cause my heart belongs to Daddy. If I invite a boy some night to dine on some Finn and Hattie, I just adore him asking for more. But my heart belongs to Daddy. Oh yes, my heart belongs to Daddy. So I simply couldn't be bad. My heart belongs to Daddy. Da 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 da. So I want to warn you, laddie. I know you're perfectly swell. My heart belongs to Daddy, 'cause Daddy, he treats me so well. While tearing off a game of golf, well, I might make a play for that caddy. But if I do, I don't follow through, 'cause my heart belongs a boy some night to dine on some Finn and Hattie. I just adore him, asking for more, but my heart belongs to Daddy. Yes, my heart belongs to Daddy. So I simply couldn't be bad. My heart belongs to Daddy. I want to warn you, laddie, though I know you're perfectly swell. My heart belongs to Daddy, 'cause Daddy, he treats me so well.
My Heart Belongs to Daddy by Cole Porter, whose name was originally Cole Porter, but featuring Amber Wolf on vocals.
Gracias. And the band. Nothing makes me happier than the band shouting and singing.
Here's a traditional Mexican Klezmerish tune. This is in honor of the upcoming Halloween and scary times ahead in the next couple weeks.
Mark, there's scary times right now.
I know, but these are hopefully scary times to celebrate. Anyway, this is La Llorona, based on, there's 1 million verses to this song written by many different people, but it's basically an old traditional tune, and it's about the ghost of a woman who weeps incessantly because she killed her children to get back at her ex-lover. You know how that goes.
Were they his children?
I think they were their children. La Llorona. Here's one from another one of our patron saints, co-written by Saint Duke Ellington, great American Klezmerish composer, and his trumpet player, Bubber Miley. This was their first charted hit, the first hit by the Ellington Orchestra, 1926, later recorded more than a dozen different times. It's East St. Louis Toodaloo, and I think there's a story behind this, given the history of East St. Louis, and we're not sure if this is about a train that passed through there, or it's saying goodbye to East St. Louis, or maybe both. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. East St. Louis Toodaloo by Duke Ellington and Bubba Miley, passing on the tradition down to Eric Reed. I guess this is as good a moment as any to let you all know that Mr. Reed is moving on to start the Southwest branch of the Klein Party in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He won't be back here playing with us again for some time, but he will be back someday. Otherwise, we're just going to have to wait for our Southwestern Klezmerish tour. So, thank you, Eric. Irreplaceable, irreplaceable. Hey, here's a tune. Speaking of Duke Ellington, this was first recorded by Herb Jeffries with Duke Ellington. It's not an Ellington tune. It's written by Ted Gruya, a Romanian composer who studied with Nadia Boulanger, and with some lyrics by Duke's stockbroker, whose name was Edmund Anderson. I think he did some other things too, but I think that's how they met.
Good for Edmund.
Yeah.
Breaking the socks.
But here we go, specially brought to you by the Klein Party inimitable duet of Eric Ray Anderson and Amber Wolf. Give us a count, sir.
I will in just
Okay.
a little second.
Now this is flamingo, in case you're wondering where all the bird sounds are coming from.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Flamingo, like a flame in the sky, flying over the island to my lover nearby.
Flamingo, with a tropical hue. There it is. Her love rely on, I'll get it, the love that is true. The wind sings a song to you as you go.
The song that I hear below, the murmuring heart. Flamingo, when the sun meets the sea,
when the sun meets the sea,
say farewell to my lover
say farewell.
and hasten to me. Flamingo, like a flame in the sky, flying over the island to my lover nearby.
Flamingo,
Flamingo,
with your tropical hue,
good old tropical hue,
for it's you I
rely on for
the love that is true.
The wind sings a song to you as you go, the song that I hear below, the murmuring heart. Flamingo, when the sun meets the sea, say farewell to my lover and hasten to me. Hasten to me. Hasten to me.
Thank you. Flamingo by Ted Gruya and Edmund Anderson.
Well, thank God we do go through that several times so I could actually get it right once or twice.
That's our goal. That's our goal. Here's a tune known as Dance from Maramaros. This is by Arpad Tony, who was a cymbalon player. Cymbalon, it's like a hammered dulcimer. And it was actually used in klezmer music quite a bit, kind of pre-Tsar's army of the 19th century. Kind of by the end of the 19th century, all the musicians were getting gigs in the army band so as not to have to fight. It was like you either had to go fight and get killed or you could play in the band. And so that's when clarinets and trumpets and trombones and tubas and other instruments and loud instruments started ending up in klezmer bands. And before that, it was a lot of violins and cellos and cymbalons, which is like a hammered dulcimer. But there's no hammered dulcimer players here. We just have loud Tsar's army instruments. It's the Dance from Maramaros by Arpad Tony. That was the Dance from Maramaros. It's a Hungarian gypsy tune. And the spirit of the Belf Romanian Orchestra remains with us.
It speaks through us.
It speaks through us. Hey,
Not speaking very well for me at some moments, I have to say.
here's something. It's the tip jar over there, which the liveconcertstream.com has so generously programmed into this live stream, and it's how you can help us make the costs to enable us to keep doing this. Please consider taking advantage of your computer skills and your credit card skills or your PayPal skills. Here is something from Abe Schwartz's Jewish Orchestra, a song about a chassid from Berdichev, the Berchiver Chosed.
One, two, one, and two, and.
Shiver Chosed by Abe Schwartz and his Jewish Orchestra. And speaking of Duke Ellington, here's one he wrote with the lyricist Don George, who you may not know, Amber, but is responsible for the lyrics of many songs, including Yellow Rose of Texas.
Oh.
Is he like
And-
an accountant or something?
Now, Don George was a lyricist. Wrote a lot of songs.
Do you know, Mark, when you told me to go listen to this song, I pulled up the Ellington and Ella version, and there was like half a bar. I heard like half a bar, and I went, yes. Like, that's all it took to sell me on this song, was just, yeah.
What can we do?
No,
Sometimes you get it right in the
Yeah.
1930s, and we just hope to keep it there.
Exactly.
One, two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom.
Got the change of a nickel, ain't got no bounce in my shoes, ain't got no fancy to tickle, I ain't got nothing but the blues, ain't got no coffee that's perking, ain't got no winnings to lose, ain't got a dream that's working, I ain't got nothing but the blues. When trumpets flare up, I keep my hair on. I just can't make it come down. Believe me, Pappy, I can't get happy since my ever-loving baby left town. Ain't got no rest in my slumber. Ain't got no feelings to bruise. Got no telephone numbers. I ain't got nothing but the blues. Trumpets flare up, I keep my hair on. I just can't make it come down. Believe me, Pappy, I can't get happy till my ever-loving baby left town. Ain't got no rest in my slumber. Ain't got no feelings to bruise. Ain't got no telephone number. Nothing but the blues.
I Ain't Got Nothing But the Blues by Duke Ellington and Don George, sung to you by Amber Wolf. Okay, another one of our patron saints. Here's a song I first heard performed by the legendary band. I couldn't think of any other adjectives or adverbs. The Public Servants. You remember the Public Servants? And then it became a recorded tune by the Microscopic Septet, here by the great Australian Klezmerish composer, Philip Johnston, When It's Getting Dark. you for resolving that.
I followed you.
I did. I stayed there.
It's a choice.
I stayed behind.
Here's one of those borderline songs. It's called traditional, but the version that comes to us is from another of our patron saints, Mr. Naftula Brandwine, Nifty Brandwine. I'm pretty sure he didn't originate it, but he made it his, and so we'll call it a Brandwine tune. It's Fun Tashlach, which means returning from the river. We've just passed the High Holy Days, and it was a tradition in some communities that at the end of the High Holy Days, after you've confessed all your sins and everything wrong, you go down to the river and you cast your sins into the water. And then you're clean. And this is like, how many different communities and cultures have washing yourself clean in the river of your sins? Anyway, when you're done, you come back from the river and you feel really good.
You have to stay there.
What?
You have to stay there.
You have to I have to stay there personally? How about counting us in, Sabrina?
1, 2, 1, and 3, 4.
returning from the river, brought to us by Naphtali Brandwine.
I just imagined myself washing my sins off today.
You look so much cleaner.
Yeah.
You look
That
so
requires
much
a whole
cleaner.
new round of washing now.
Yes. You're very, very right, Larry.
We're going to bring things to an almost Klezmerish climax now with a song called Die Golden Chassin. This is actually, in our book, it's Die Golden Chassin #1, because we have a second Golden Chassin, and actually I just found a
wondered
third
about
Golden
that.
Chassin.
Grab or anything.
Yeah, really.
And this is #1. And that means the golden wedding. And I just thought it was like a really great wedding, or a really rich wedding, or a really shiny wedding. But really what it is, of course, is a 50th anniversary. So this goes out to every one of you who've been married for 50 years. And I guess the obvious joke is, or it feels like it's been 50 years. This particular Golden Chassin is written by Abraham Elstein, and that's important because he's one of the 4 big Yiddish theater composers of the New York Yiddish Theater. And it was great because these 4 composers also had bands. It wasn't, it was like you had your band that you played with, and you also wrote these tunes for things. So there's an incredible crossover between the scenes. And Elstein was one of them. Another one was Shalom Sekunda and Joseph Rumshinsky, and also Alexander Olshanetsky. But this one's by Abraham Elstein. He's the guy who brought us Yiddle Mitten Fiddle. And count us in, Sabrina, please.
1, 2, 1, and 2.
Die Golden Chassin, #1, by Abraham Elstein. Hey, this seems like a really good moment, since we're at our last song, to introduce the band. On vocals and percussion, Miss Amber Wolf.
Hey, hey.
Yeah. On clarinets, Ms. Sabrina Pope. Suprema Sabrina Pope on clarinet. On saxophonist, Brandon Campbell.
Hey.
That was French when I said phonus. On trumpet, not for the last time, Eric Reed on trumpet. On ukulele and vocals, Mr. Eric Ray Anderson. On bass, nobly backing us up, Mr. Larry Leggett, part of our auxiliary that we keep in place whenever something happens and one of our regular bass players needs to go to Utah. I'm Mark Lutwack. We have on the board and on the cameras simultaneously Mr. Brad Ruda. Thank you for having us. Our thanks to liveconcertstream.com. Our thanks to you for paying attention to that tip jar that's there in the corner that you should take advantage of at this time. We'd like to leave you with a Klezmerish song written in 1907 by a lyricist who was not a lawyer or an accountant or anything like that. He wrote the song in 1907, Mr. John Bratton, and it was really successful, and you've heard it in a million places, and its lyrics weren't written for another 25 years. And then this Irish lyricist who wrote Mr. Jimmy Kennedy, who wrote over 2,000 songs, including lyrics to South of the Border, Harbor Lights, Red Sails in the Sunset, Isle of Capri, Istanbul, not Constantinople, wrote the lyrics to the song many years later because it was such a good song, and he actually made a career of writing lyrics to songs that had been around for a while. John Bratton did write a lot of his own lyrics prior to this, but they were songs like My Little Ladybug, My Sunbeam from the South, My Sunflower Sue, My Little Hong Kong Baby. Darren, he wrote My Dainty Cigarette, and The Rest of the Week She's Mine. So it's,
doesn't start with the word mine.
well, those are the ones I selected. Anyway, this is his great song, which, as always, goes out to wait staffs everywhere, but particularly at the Pink Door. And we look forward to playing this live for you again someday.
You go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you'd better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Every teddy bear who's been good is sure of a treat today. There's lots of marvelous things to eat and wonderful games to play. Beneath the trees where nobody sees, they hide and seek as long as they please, 'cause that's the way the teddy bears have their picnic. You'd better not go alone. It's lovely out in the woods today, but it's safer to stay at home. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Rawr! Picnic time for teddy bears. The little teddy bears are having a wonderful time today. Watch them catch them unawares and see them picnic on their holiday. Rawr! See them gaily gadabout. They love to play and shout, they never have any cares. At 6 o'clock, their mommies and daddies will take them home to bed because they're tired little teddy bears. Time for teddy bears, the little teddy bears are having a lovely time today. Watch them, catch them unawares, and see them picnic on their holiday. See them gaily gadabout. They love to play and shout, they never have any cares. At 6 o'clock, their mommies and daddies will take them home to bed because they're tired little teddy bears.
Happy Halloween. Please don't forget to vote. Go vote tomorrow morning. You can do that if you have not done so already. Thank you so much from the Klein Party. We'll be back here again next week at the amazing Royal Room as part of the Staycation Festival as produced by the South Hudson Music Project. We'll be on the Royal Room Facebook page. The Royal Room Facebook page. Thank you. Good night. Good afternoon.